in a completely wild chain of events, the sun's out today, so I'm actually filming with the curtains open. So in the middle of the video, you might notice it go really dark, because whenever I've tried to film with natural light in the past, I've had a few occasions where it's worked. But like in general, it goes dark and it ruins the lighting, and the lighting changes halfway through the video. But it is what it is. I've got my ring light on as well, not even pointing at me actually. God, I wish someone could come in and teach me about lighting, or actually, in the greater sort of future, I wish that I could just have someone who was doing the lighting for me, but that's a dream for a far, far distant future. Today, actually, introduction. This is Scrolling. Scrolling is a series where I pick a topic, I make a fig jam of it, which is essentially just like a digital whiteboard, and then I just talk about it. The whole point of this series is to help me learn to articulate myself a little bit better, because I want to be able to talk more clearly on the subjects that I'm interested in, but also as a result, therefore, be able to think more clearly about the subjects that I'm interested in. The two things interact with each other and reinforce each other. So today what I'm talking about is a bit of a meta one, as I'm talking about the YouTube homepage. And my initial thought with this was that I wanted to look at the YouTube homepage, and I was gonna look at it, and I was gonna say what I thought, or how I thought the homepage reflected the trends of the world, or the state of the world, if you will. And I think I was going to go into it quite cynically, but I've made a bit of a pact with myself recently to not be so cynical about things and try and see the lighter side of things. So I could easily go through these thumbnails and criticize them all as to why this shows how messed up the world is and how dumb people are and all that. But that's not... What's the point? Like, that doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve me, and it's pointless. So what I'm going to do instead is I created this big page, and I wasn't, because the idea was different when I first created the page. I actually, what I have done is, I think, so let me show you, down to, the page goes all the way down here. But what I did was, from the top to here, and believe me, it felt a lot more than it was. I watched 5 minutes of all of these longer videos, and I watched through these shorts videos, and I made notes, because I firmly believe, and it's a belief that I stated recently in one of my shorter videos, that there is something to be learned from everything, from every experience and from every person. And so I decided I was going to watch these videos and learn some lessons from them. So let's start with, I actually started with Tommy in it here. So let's zoom in. Make sure there we go, not clicked on the page. I have zoomed in on Tommy in it. I started with Tommy in it, and I watched 5 minutes of his video. And basically, the conclusion that I came to, I'm familiar with Tommy in it from his collaborations with the Sidemen. He's a YouTuber, I think, for younger people. This is actually an old video, so this was on the homepage. Oh, I'll point out here, this isn't like a tailored to me homepage. I logged out of my account, so this homepage is basically just what any random person in my area, if it's using locations to find out where I am in my area, would come across. I'm trying to think of other things that they might have used to... I mean, my age is probably on... No, it wouldn't be, because I'm not logged in. Maybe they've stolen some data from somewhere to get an idea. Maybe that I'm a male somehow. I don't know how they would. Probably not illegally, because these things are legal, but probably, shadily at the very least. So Tommy in it, anyway, I watched 5 minutes of this video, and the first thing I'll say is Tommy in it is almost, I feel like he's like if a meme was a person. He's just he's quite funny, to be fair. I mean, his humour is slightly less mature than mine, but that's fine. He's not marketing to people like me. And as far as the video goes, first thing I noticed is just subtitles all the way through. And you see this in TikTok videos and YouTube shorts, but the subtitles all the way through. A trend that you're going to see with my analysis of these videos is, because I'm learning lessons based on the lessons that I'm looking for, I kind of was thinking more about lessons for YouTube or lessons for a creator online, with some other life lessons pulled out of them in different places. But generally I'm thinking about what I can learn about YouTube from these guys. But anyway, the video was really fast paced. It was just like bang, 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 constant. And I feel like that very much works towards what I would define as the attention deficit era of media consumption. Like, people don't stay on a video unless you're just hitting them and hitting them and hitting them and hitting them, which I won't talk about why I think that is not only frustrating but a bit of a problem. I mean, I suffer from it as well. I feel like I have, and I feel like I have developed a sort of attention deficit and inability to focus on things as a result of social media, and I wish I could change that, and I'm actively trying to change that. I've talked about that in a few other videos where I'm trying to focus on less for longer. Don't want to highlight that, sorry, 1 second. Notes on Tommy. Well, so obviously it's a gaming video playing Minecraft with a bunch of mates. He's trying to make Green swear or whatever. But I think the thing with gaming videos, and of course people are into the games, but the game, I have written it down here, that it's a bit like holding a pen whilst you make a speech, because it gives you something to do with your hands. And in a way, a lot of gaming videos, a lot of streamers, they're doing stuff, but realistically what they're there for is the chat, the conversation, whether it's with the people they're collaborating with or whether it's a conversation directly with the people who are watching the video. And whilst those people are into games, of course, it's just a mutual thing that, like with friendships, brings people together, and then they therefore have conversations about other things. And that's why I would never shit on gaming, even though I've suffered with, I guess, it becoming a bit of a negative behaviour in the past, not for long periods, for short periods. But I would never shit on it, because I think it brings people together, and I think that's positive, and it also gives people meaning in their lives. So yeah, that was a Tommy in It video. 5 minutes I watched, and I wouldn't say it was for me, but like I said, not marketed to me, so that's fine. He's clearly killing it. 9.8 million views. This is a year ago. Next up, let's go to Food Wars. So this is just a really simple concept where they get food from one place, from the UK. I think it's usually UK versus USA. Get food from UK, get food from USA. One person eats all the UK food, one person eats all the USA food. This one was Mr. Beast Burger. You're piggybacking on the top of Mr. Beast there, so of course that's gonna go down well. It's good publicity for him, so he's gonna be happy about it. Might even promote the video. And they basically just buy all the food they can from a restaurant, and then they go through it, compare the two to each other, and then they talk about whether they're nice in general. And it's so simple. And what's great about videos like this is that the audience knows the rules, and also the creator knows the rules. And if those rules are clear for the creator, it's easy. You know what you're doing, you get more and more comfortable within that framework, and you're just going to get better at it each and every time you do it. The viewer knows exactly what to expect. When they come to a Food Wars video, they're going to get this. And people experience like a vicarious pleasure from watching other people eat food. I don't know why. There's the mukbangs and stuff like that. I don't know why that is, but it just happens. Whatever. It's interesting. I'm not really into it that much, though I did used to love watching Man vs. Food when I was younger. But yeah, and what else to say about this one? I guess, what have I said in my notes? I've pretty much said anything there. Yeah. I mean, it's a good example of a food company, a big company, Insider, which is, I think, is it like a magazine or a media company or something like that, using YouTube, figuring out how they can actually use YouTube. Initially, companies really struggled with using social media and stuff, and now they've all got really good people on it, at least most of them, so they make some good stuff that ends up trending. Let's go to 24 hours with the vegan teacher. With this one, I don't know Ben of the Week, don't know the vegan teacher. I think the vegan teacher, she's like a TikToker, and she rams veganism down people's throats. Now, I am, for all intents and purposes, probably about 95% vegan. Hardcore vegans would say, you can't be 95% vegan, you're either vegan or you're not vegan, man. Cool, whatever. So I don't call myself vegan anyway, because it's an unnecessary label. I have my own morals and ethics, and I base my behavior off of multiple decisions throughout each and every day, Yada yada yada. That's not important. But this lady, supposedly, she is a very controversial figure, and people give her a lot of stick. This guy, Ben of the Week, hopefully he gets Ben of the Year too. Sorry. This guy essentially spends 24 hours with her. He does what he says in the title. Watch 5 minutes once again. I kind of dived in the middle of this one because I just clicked it before I decided on doing this idea. And what I got from it, it's really cool. He's like you should call him like like an adventurous YouTuber. He goes and just spends time doing a certain thing or with a certain person, and I'm guessing it's often like things that are popular in the moment or a big deal in the moment. And I liked it. It was like I guess in some ways it was a bit like Louis Theroux style. Yeah, you know what it actually was. So I didn't really think about that before, but it is. That's kind of what Louis Theroux does. So this guy's got a good thing going here. I don't know if he's done many other videos like this, 24 hours with. I might have to have a search for his channel to see that. But in the 5 minutes I watched, there was this bit where they had a Uber driver or a taxi driver or whatever, and she was just beating the taxi driver down about veganism and being like, why aren't you vegan and stuff. And I think he wasn't vegan because religious reasons or whatever. And for me, I guess the lesson that I pull out of this one is it just reiterates the fact that you cannot just start telling someone how to live their life without knowing how they got to where they got, because they got to where they got through the experiences, and I guess not only the experiences but the nature of themselves, both physically and mentally. I don't know, that bit isn't as clear for me, but they got to where they got through their experiences and came upon their opinions and the way that they live their life based on their life. You cannot just go, you should be vegan. How do you know that is right for this person? Yes, you may think it is the right thing ethically, but this person might know something that you don't know. Genuinely, that's what I always think, is that whilst I don't eat meat, I don't consume dairy or eggs included in dairy. I think they are. Eggs and milk, and avoid try and get cruelty free and vegan like other products as much as I can, non-food products I mean. If new evidence came out that it was really bad for me to not eat meat, then I would consider eating meat. I think you just got to be always open-minded. There's a bit of a vicarious adventure thing going on here, where people watch this guy go do things, and it's almost like they get to experience things that they wouldn't have a chance to experience otherwise. I think with stuff like that, you've got to be careful, because it might be possible for you to experience those things firsthand. I'm not saying you should all go and stay with the vegan teacher, but I think he does other videos where he goes and does really cool stuff. And a lot of time people, a bit like me, listening to podcasts instead of making friends, it's a bit sad, but a lot of the time the main conversations that I am a part of are not conversations that I have, which is a little bit weird and sad, but not sad enough to actually make my life bad. So yeah, can you go and have the adventure? If you can, do it. If not, watch this guy. Guess the Black Person with KSI. It's the Beta Squad. I've already watched this video. It's a really, really funny video, and this taught me the lesson of collaboration. So Beta Squad collaborating with KSI, who they're already friends. Both means you both get both audiences. You're both going to benefit from it, and also it gives a different dynamic. Beta Squad is like 5 guys, and you got a different person in, creates a different dynamic amongst all of you. And so not only do they collaborate with KSI in this video, but they collaborate with the people that they have gotten in to. So these guys in the middle of this thumbnail here, they are all in like green suits, and they pretty much have to pretend that they're black. And one of them is, and the other, clearly you can see from the thumbnail. I don't know why I'm going into so much detail here. It's really funny, and the reason it's funny is because of this guy here, because he is hilarious. He just tricks them and messes with them the whole time. And so it's an important lesson in that it's not often as simple as just pulling people off the street to do stuff like this. Actually, I reckon that they've all been cast based on being funny. A bit like how on game shows and stuff, there was a whole, I can't remember who it was, Alex Banayan I think it was, where Price is Right. So he's written a book, The Third Door. You should check it out, it's pretty cool. And he was talking about how he learned how you get called down to be the contestant, and you actually have to seem like a pretty out there person and stuff. I'm guessing these lot are all cast because they seemed interesting. What else did I get from this video? Again, simple concept. An interesting structure, because in between the actual thing where they're asking the contestants questions, they have this thing where they interview. There's like a camera interview a la Big Brother or other reality shows, where Nico here, this is Nico here, or KSI or the other members of Beta Squad will just make little comments on what happened. Afterwards, they've probably done it, and it just gives you the opportunity to get to know each of them better. And it's a nice structural change. It's not something I've seen on YouTube a lot, and that added to the humour, because it meant everyone could get in with their little jokes. I don't know whether they had the time to reflect and maybe think of jokes for it, but yeah, cool. Let's move on now to Barcelona versus Man United. Not much to say on this one. It's just an example of TV. I watched the full video here because it was 5 minutes. It's an example of TV moving to YouTube as it has. It's a highlight video. It's compact because people nowadays, especially if you're not a Barcelona or Man United fan and you have other things to do in your life, you're not going to watch the full game. 6 minute highlights, great, perfect. I can watch that whilst I'm on the toilet or something. We'll just move on from that one. The only other thing I will say is that a lesson from this one is speed. And for BT Sport, if they get there, I think they might exclusively have rights to these highlights, although there might be, say, an American company that does as well. If they get these highlights up first before whoever else can upload them, I think ITV might do European competitions too, then they will get the majority of the viewership, which is great. That's what they want. And for someone who's not, say, a TV show, not doing something, a TV channel, sorry, and an individual YouTuber, the thing might be react to a piece of news first, if that's the type of thing that you do, or talk about an album first when it first comes out. Just be bam, straight away. Sometimes quality is better than speed. I personally prefer quality. Not that my videos are an example of that yet, especially the ones that I'm filming every single night. But yeah, move on to this guy, because this was a really cool video. It's 3 minutes, and here's the thing about a 3-minute video. No one's going to balk at watching a 3-minute video that you share to them and say, watch this, it's great. Now, we all know that a lot of us, when you send someone an article or a video, chances are if it's requiring a certain amount of time, they ain't going to look at it. TikTok video, they probably will watch it because it's short enough, and that might be why TikTok is just killing it, because people will watch and recommend TikTok videos to each other. But if you send me a podcast link, I'm gonna do my best, and usually I'll listen to it, but I'm not gonna listen to it for a while. It'll just probably not until I come across the episode serendipitously again in the future. Let's dive in on what this video actually is. It's just a physics teacher where he is teaching a lesson about momentum, I think it is, and it's just genius. He's just brilliant. And I don't think I necessarily had any lecturers like this when I was at uni. I don't even know if I had any teachers like this when I was at school. But it is an example of someone who knows how to make a subject that might ordinarily have seemed mundane to the students so exciting that it's been watched by 44 million people. It's 6 years old and it's still on the homepage. Now that's longevity. And I mean, what can you say about that? I guess it's a universal subject, right? Momentum, it applies to the whole world. It applies to everything. So everyone will be happy to learn about this. It benefits everyone to learn that when he drops this ball at this height, this is the thing, he drops this ball at this height and lets it swing, it will not raise higher than that height, and he puts himself there, you know, because then he's at risk of being smashed in the face. Stakes also add to the drama of something. If you introduce stakes, i.e. things that are at risk, then you're going to make people excited to see how it turns out. It's just a great video. That I think that's the last full one. What did I write? Yeah, I mean that's it really on that. It's that one's probably, out of all of these, that one's the coolest video. And the other thing I'll say, actually, when I looked at this thumbnail, I couldn't really work out what was going on at first before I clicked it. And maybe that's a little trick, because you see with all the other ones, they've gone for high colour, and that really works in drawing people in. We know that faces work as thumbnails. This one doesn't really need to be anything. Sorry, I've gone over this one. The Barcelona Man United one, people are going for exactly what they want on that one. So, but yeah, you don't know what's going on here, so it intrigues you, and it's like, okay, what is he actually? Yeah, it's kind of inadvertently, he wouldn't have thought about how to make a great thumbnail and a great title, but Walter Lewin did absolutely smash it there. Okay, the shorts and the quality is lower on these. The puppy here, how would you rate this puppy? I mean, what does that even mean? So my notes on this are very less. Subtitles with shorts, talked about that before, seems to be a big thing. I do think that I will start using subtitles on any video that is concise. I'm never going to do it on a video like this, but if I have a specific subject, even if it's 10 minutes long, I might use subtitles, just because some people either watch it on silent or just are more likely to watch it with subtitles, or more likely to pick up what you're saying with subtitles and therefore stay interested. It's an animal, it's cute, like, of course it's a dead short video, you're gonna watch it, like 17 million views, clearly. I mean, it's not exactly gonna sort of change your life, this video here. I wish I could sleep. Oh god, I can't get off the lines now. Where am I? At least if I'm on this one, you can still see it. I wish I could sleep. Animation is a very, very, very cool tool to have in the locker if you're making videos, because it just means that you have another bow. What's the thing? Another string to your bow? Yeah, I think it's another string to your bow. Another string to your bow with regard to how to get your ideas across and tell stories. And I am more than happy to watch anything that is animated well. So this video, I think, is very, very quick. It's so quick, in fact, that you watch it again just to make sure you got the full picture of what was going on. It was funny because there was an element of surprise at the end. Yeah, that was, out of all of these, it's probably the only one that I actually liked. Actually, you know what, I like this little girl's cute. This one here, unstoppable veins and grip. I mean, what the lesson I learned here is, any product that you find in a YouTube short or a TikTok video, don't buy it, because it's probably crap. And I'm not even gonna, that's my little bit of cynicism for the day. I'm not gonna say anything more than that, just because it's kind of pointless. It's weird because it doesn't, there's no statement that it's an ad, but it's clearly an ad. What was it called? I want to advertise for it here as well. It had some weird name. Progress with vein grip, so it must have been called vein grip. But I mean, the other lesson here is that you don't need these weird products to get fit and strong. You're just procrastinating, I think, if you start buying stuff like this. I mean, what the hell is that? It looks like Spider-Man training gear or something. NLE Chopper Edit. This video was absolutely... Hold up. Not fair. I couldn't find this one. So I'm talking about a different video here, but it had the exact same title, and they were all similar. So I'm not... Don't dismiss this video quite yet, okay? You know, give it a chance. But a different one of these, I think... Is that even how he spells his name, NLE Chopper? That's why I couldn't find it, because they've spelled the guy's name wrong. But the video that I did watch, and the other videos like this, they were just weird 15-second, 20-second edits of this guy with some weird lighting, and then like quick clips of his songs or him doing things. But it was nothing. There was no real content to it. And the lesson I learned here, which is a lesson that we all know already, is that there's some calculations, right? And I would say to myself and to you, remember that, let's say they're not always the same, but let's say they're all 15 seconds, these videos, right? 15 seconds times 4 is a minute. 15 seconds times 40, hold up, can someone do the maths for me? 1 second, got to do the maths here, because even though I do know basic maths, I'm not willing to make this mistake. Yes, no, yes. 15, of course it is. Right, ignore my dumb moment there. 15 seconds times 40 is 600 seconds, i.e. 10 minutes. 15 seconds times 400 is 100 minutes. That's an hour and 40, right? You can scroll screw 400 of these videos easily. I mean, I've never counted, but you can defo do it. I reckon I can get through at least 100 in a sitting, and I am by far and away not, a prolific TikTok or Shorts consumer. I just occasionally will do it, and I can get through like 100 videos in one go. You can get through 400 easily, or most people can, and that's an hour and 40 minutes, right? And not only are you spending that much time doing it, but probably with every 10 videos that you watch, you're displacing what you've watched. Anything you might have learned, or even just remembering the videos themselves, you're just clearing it out of your brain. That's not scientific. I've not like read journals on that, but I know from experience, and I mean, look, it's jack science. Just take it as jack science, but the likelihood is you're displacing most of it from your brain. Your brain doesn't have this infinite capacity to consume and consume and consume. And you'll have felt how you feel after scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on anything. You feel trash, and you just want to curl up into a ball in a dark room and just have a long period of peace, which you often won't give yourself, because within 5 minutes your addiction will take you back to your phone or back to the internet. I'm not preaching here. I'm just pointing this out both to me and you, because we've got to keep reminding ourselves of it. I don't think that on the whole Shorts videos are a problem, because I think there's something to be gained from them. I think concision, if we can squeeze interesting topics into concise portions and learn from them, then that's great. That is not a loss in any way. But you've got to train the algorithm so that you're not just consuming crap. And unfortunately, as I'm going to point out with this one here, in fact, let's talk about it quickly. Pikachu, cute animal, catchy song, dead quick. It is just crack. It is absolute crack. It is manipulating your psychology, because we like cute things. I can't remember what the reason was. I learned about it in psychology in GCSE. Catchy songs, we're always more likely to remember things with catchy songs, or at least with cute songs. It's reinforcing the cuteness of this little kitty, and it's short, so it's easy to consume, and it just is just hacking your psychology, and you're not really getting anything from it, I don't think, anyway. Probably minor benefits, and the rest are negatives. There's a trend here. I've kind of said most of the positive things about these videos and been a bit negative with these ones, but I'll say something positive about this. This little girl is adorable, and this video, she's saying, she's talking to the really pretty girl, and she doesn't realise that it's just her thingy on the phone. It's just her, and the dad says, "That's you," and she's like chuffed because she thinks she's cute, which is lovely. Again, a similar thing is that children like cute pets, like kittens and puppies. They do hack something in our psychology to just the purity and naivety seems like a slightly negative word, but the innocence of them is just, it's a blessing to watch, and I think that that's something that we can learn from children with, like I've tried to do with this video, though I've strayed slightly into cynicism, is that if we can be a little bit less cynical and more innocent in our assumptions about things, and that doesn't mean like open yourself up to being manipulated, but it means just always give things the chance, always look at things in a way that they might have good intentions behind them. Not everything is designed for negative reasons or for manipulative reasons. So yeah, if we can adopt that kind of purity from children a little bit, and also if we can adopt their vulnerability and openness, then I think that the world obviously would be a better place. But it's a big statement that it'd be very hard for people to do that. People are closed off for a reason, through years of pain and hurt and things not going their way, and suffering, either physical inside them or mental. But still, if you have the space in your life and heart to be able to be open and vulnerable about what life is like for you and the fact that you're not perfect and things are hard, then I think you're going to inspire it in other people, and I think that can only be a good thing. Okay, starting to lose my way a bit here. I'm gonna go. That was quite a fun video to do, actually. I might do some. So this is actually the 10th edition of scrolling, and what that means is I'm now going to go back and I'm going to look at all 10. I'm going to think about whether they worked the way that I did them, what I can learn from them. I might try something a little bit new with 11. I might film a little bit differently. I might even have some videos up on the screen, learn how to react to videos properly so that it makes it a little bit more interactive for you, so you can see what I'm talking about and I don't have to describe it. But we'll see. I'll have a think about that and I'll come back to you next week probably. Cool. Okay. Well, have a nice day. Enjoy the rest of your life if you never watch one of my videos again. And yeah, just be nice to people. Be nice to yourself. Life's hard enough as it is without taking your pain out on other people and just, keeping that pain in the world. Instead, why not try and resolve it within you and be nice to the next person you see? Harder than it sounds, I know. Of course, I know. But still, it's worth trying. See you later. Bye-bye.